Welcome to This Week in Gaming, number 10. I'm the Fury, and with me today is Jet.
What's going on?
Nice, Jet. And with us, as always, is Maverick. What's up? Forever in love, indeed. First take, we're going for it. We're doing it big. Moving into Rockstar won't be at E3 along with a few other people. What's this about?
Damn. That's scary. Rockstar and sister 2K both will not be at E3. I mean, you don't really see much from 2K in terms of epic E3-ness, but you got to figure, with Rockstar, it's Grand Theft Auto's right around the corner, but they ain't showing up. I mean, I understand the logic behind it. We just talked about Nintendo not showing up at E3 for a major press conference either. It's just companies are finding out that, it's just not worth the buried entry cost to get into E3 to do all this extravagant stuff, and then, the hype is what it is. You might as well just spend that extra money on marketing and then pocket some, for the actual development of the game. So
yeah,
it's a business decision.
I agree with you. Where they don't need to be there. They don't need to be there to show their game in order to sell units. That's just not going to happen. People are just going to buy it regardless. So,
Is this a start of a trend, though? Are other companies going to slowly pull out? Now, I know that's a terrible way to put things, but if you look back a couple of years, E3 was saying they were going to downsize everything. No more booth babes, no more all this extravagant, and it slowly but surely almost died. They re-released it, and they've started pushing back the booth babes. All the big-time games are on display, and it's this huge thing. Will this mean that E3 in general will slowly become irrelevant?
E3 has been around for so long, and it's always been heralded as the go-to place for big name releases, big name announcements, and all of that stuff. And it'll still hold that clout for the foreseeable future. But it's gonna kind of bully a lot of the companies out, type of deal, where it's like, we're still gonna see the big guns, Sony, Microsoft, that kind of stuff. It's almost kind of like what happened to CES, where it just got kind of gutted and like no one really goes, no one cares anymore. It's kind of getting like that, but we'll still see the big names for the foreseeable future, and we'll still see the big announcements. But yeah, the smaller guys are finding their money is better spent elsewhere. Putting either back in the company or advertising in other mediums. Social networking being so big now. Why go to E3 when you can get the same amount of reach and the same amount of eyeballs on you at Facebook or YouTube or wherever? So it's like,
damn, but Game Dev Story taught me that I need to go to conferences in order to sell units.
Yes,
Shit.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Speaking of some of the big-time players, Xbox, more leaks for the Infinity. Do we care?
No.
Well, we personally, I guess, don't care. No, I mean, none of us really care. But, I mean, in terms of the general population, I think if they got a hit on their hands, if they can get people on board. I think that's the biggest problem. There's so much flooding in the set-top box, cheap streaming media center devices that it's kind of hard to put your finger on one and say this is the go-to box. Like, when you say set-top box, you really only think, 2 or 3 names. It's not really like a place where you can just easily identify, okay, he's the go-to guy. So the Xbox can establish themselves in that position, which, I mean, they already have the clout from the console itself. So, I mean, they already have that to throw around.
They could.
So they could dominate this area where not many other people have. But it's not, like you said, it's not really important for us, but I could see you guys, hey, if you want a set-top box, that'll, get you Netflix and all other good stuff, and as well as being an entertainment center, Xbox might be the thing you want to go for, especially if you're already invested in that Microsoft ecosystem.
Yeah, for me, I'm just kind of on just phasing everything out until May 21st when that press conference is. I'm tired of rumors and speculation. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. We'll get the download on the 21st for sure for y'all. So.
Yes, lots of information coming up. But speaking of Microsoft in general, they're killing off their point system.
About time. Yeah, I got tired of going to a store and trying to figure out conversion rates. The only number I know is $20 equates to 1,600 points, and I'm buying games, all this stuff, and then I want to buy something else, and I end up having 236 points, and the game is
A point that you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
do
It's like,
anything.
like what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Yeah, just done. Thank you.
Yeah, some games are guilty of that as well. League of Legends is guilty of that, where a champion will cost so much, but to get to that tier, you're going to be left over with like 100 extra points, which you can't do anything with, and it sucks. So why can't I just buy the exact amount and do it that way? I mean, it just makes more sense in my head. But I see their strategy is they're going to get more money out of you because you have to hit that next tier to get what you want.
Clever
It's
girl.
yes, and then you're gonna have to spend more to get to another tier of what you want. So it's like after you spend that initial amount, it's good marketing, but as with all good marketing, it's better for the consumer ultimately. So
Something we're missing on this one, though, is they're not necessarily doing it for the better of the gamer. They're doing it because they're introducing new gift cards just in time for the summers and all their new systems coming out, where this money will be able to be used on their online store, not only for their games, but music and all sorts of other services. So the only reason they're really doing it,
Unification.
the only reason they're doing it is so that they could just make it all make sense and work and essentially get more money out of parents out there. Oh, this is, my kid loves this stuff. Here you go. Great birthday presents, yes. I never think these guys who are out for your money are necessarily thinking what's best for you. Damn. It's a top
good
tip
life
from
lesson.
BGMU right there. Speaking of all these online passes and programs that don't make any sense, EA is now done with their online pass.
Yay! One less thing I have to worry about. What has happened?
I don't
Oh,
know.
There it is.
Oh.
We can hear you now.
Man.
Back
What
from the
happened?
dead.
Shit. No, it just said Matt will see it. Google has crashed, blah blah blah.
Oh.
Oh.
All good, all good. Let's keep rolling. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling. So I just online pass is garbage. Get the hell out of here.
I don't know. I wasn't too hard on online passes. I know it's the popular thing to do. It would have been a good round two subject. But I bought a lot of online passes. The ones I remember would be Mass Effect too, because I got it through GameFly. I could have bought the thing for like $20.
that's
But,
the-
I just did. I just found it easier to just rent it, pay the $10 for the online pass, and not have to worry about anything. So I get how they want to just stop the resell, buyback, all that stuff, because there are numbers out there where people just weren't reselling EA games. So in a way, it kind of worked, but whatever.
Well, this proves that their money-hungry system didn't work, and they're finally backing up. And we talk about good guy, bad guy, EA constantly, and this is an example of why a lot of people hated them. They basically said, no, you're not going to sell our games anymore. And if you do, then that person's going to have to pay a certain amount of money to us so they can play their game online. And if the game is mainly online, you're forced to pay that $10, $20. Now, it's a great business practice in the sense that they're making tons of money, but they're pissing off a lot of people in the process. And I think they finally weighed the pros and the cons, and they said, all right, yes, this got us a little bit of extra money, but look how much hate we got in return. Maybe it's time that we just stop being a douchebag. I give my thumbs up to EA for finally figuring this one out. Because
Damn, good
the
guy
thing
EA
is,
for
we are
once.
your
Oh my God.
customers. We pay for your games, whether we buy them new or used. I'm sorry, you give us a good enough reason to buy that game new, and I will buy that game new. Like, for instance, all of my games on Steam are bought new because of the convenience factor. There's a lot of them we could buy used. I have an Xbox. I could be playing a lot of these games on there, but the thing is, I want the game at the convenience factor. You give us a good enough reason to buy that game at full price, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, right? Moving into all sorts of new games coming out this year and a lot of good news about them. GT6?
Yes, so it is official. GT6 is going to come out for the PS3, and there's going to be there's a possibility for a PS4, which I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah, in 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a really long time. Which GT5 is the highest attached game to the PS3, so I'm not surprised that GT6 is gonna come out and it'll sell well. It'll be amazing. but I'm just gonna wait for the PS4 version. Bam! Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
So good.
it's kind of weird. It's like we're getting to the end of the console cycle, and like there's these big AAA titles still coming out with not a kind of like a fallback plan for the PlayStation 4. Now I think they're kind of like kind of preparing for the worst type of deal, where it's like, what happens if no one buys a PS4, or nobody, or it doesn't catch fire initially? Maybe we'll still have some PS3 left over because it's this whole
10-year
console
life cycle.
Yeah,
It's
this whole
happening.
console cycle is just so whack. Like it's so whack. So it's like, hopefully they're just covering all their bases. But I mean, I'm excited. I bought pretty much every Gran Turismo, except I think maybe the first one. I think maybe the only one I didn't buy. Too young. But I loved every Gran Turismo. 5 wasn't the best one in the world, but hopefully they'll see their mistakes, kind of move on and do something great with 6. In terms of features for 6 that have been announced, I believe there's seven new
New tracks,
locations or new tracks and 200 new cars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're taking everything from GT5 and just kind of adding on to it.
Makes
so
sense.
It's yeah.
Nothing wrong with that when you've got a
why
good
trash
game.
that?
Why
Yeah.
not?
It's interesting though, from what I read, and hopefully I'm correct in saying this, they're scrapping the old Gran Turismo engine from 5 and rebuilding it for 6 for more expandability, more ability to add on to the game DLC or whatever have you. So hopefully, then they had a fairly strong DLC campaign with 5 in terms of new cars and stuff like that, but nothing really like too groundbreaking, just kind of money grabs almost. Hopefully there's something new in 6 and with that new kind of flexibility with the engine. So we'll see how good the engine is physics-wise and all that other good stuff that Gran Turismo is known for. Hopefully it carries that along with it.
We can expect to see that November 2016 with a new rebuild. If anyone knows about how many delays there are in Gran Turismo, they are
Right now they're giving the tentative date of winter. So yeah,
Oh, God.
don't be surprised
They
if
just
it's
they wrote
summer
winter
next year.
after the announcement.
It'll be
It's
March.
Like we didn't say what year. We didn't
Yeah,
say
just winter. 2014.
17. Sorry, no, the 17th I said. I didn't say anything about 2017 over there. But speaking of new games coming out, we had a great new announcement. The Last of Us has gone gold. Jet, what does that mean?
Oh, it's so good. It's done. It's finalized. They are pressing discs. I'm stoked. Now you guys probably aren't as hyped as I am, but good God,
No, Last of Us, I purposefully stayed
in the dark.
out of the hype. I don't want to know anything about it because when it was first presented, I was stoked, but it's like I can feel it's gonna be one of those games that's gonna be just super put up on this pedestal, and it's just gonna get trash, like it's gonna be garbage. So if I just stay the hell away from it,
Okay.
maybe it's good. Like that's what I'm hoping for. So
Yeah, I've been on a media blackout. There was a leak of the ending, and yeah, I do not want to know. Please, God.
yeah, what?
Yeah,
Look at the ending. Come on,
yeah,
guys. That's
sucks.
just mean.
Sucks, but I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, as gamers, can we please just stop hacking this shit? I'm getting sick and tired of the Half-Life 2 story where hackers go into the game and they've got all the engine, they got all the parts, they release it on the internet. It's like, do we really need to be doing that stuff at this point? Like, as gamers, we should really just respect the fact that they're building something and that we're going to pay for it. We paid for their ability to go out there and build this game for however many years. Let's just enjoy it when it's ready. The kind of Blizzard mentality. It's done when it's done.
Nice.
Now, he likes that. Yeah, he's pretty damn excited.
So excited.
The last story we're going to go out on today is a little bit of a political story. Vice President Joe Biden says there's no legal reason not to tax violent video games. Am I crazy in saying that this guy has never played a video game?
I think Joe Biden is crazy for ever getting into any kind of office, personally, but
Damn.
who am I to say whether he deserves office or not? But I mean, yeah, there's no. First of all, stating the obvious. Yeah, if it's legal to tax it, why not tax it? Like, thank you, Captain Fucking Obvious. Like, that doesn't really help anything. But the whole. Oh, of course, we need to tax violent video games. Like, because of course that's the root of all evil, right? That's violent video games.
Of course
So
it
if we
is.
tax it, then if we tax it, then that'll stop people from buying it, and therefore, everyone's mental health will improve, and we won't have Columbine and all this other stuff. That's
Yeah, but
that
kind of logic hasn't worked with cigarettes. People still
no,
buy
you
the
don't
shit
understand.
out of it.
Joe Biden is backing this up. You don't understand.
Oh man.
Joe Biden's behind it.
It's clearly it's Biden. He's on the case. He's got this shit. He knows. He's got planes. He's got everything. He knows.
Clearly, he knows what he's doing.
The reason we bring this story up, though, is the video game industry gets unnecessary heat constantly for this. I mean, back in the late 80s, early 90s, they started attacking CDs and music sales, and their answer was, let's put a little sticker, parental advisory, on every CD that has violence in it and has profanity, and that clearly worked. Yeah, because I've never purchased underage a CD with parental advisory on it. And we
same
do,
thing
and
with the ESRB ratings in games, the E through M.
A lot of stores will not buy or not sell rather games that are mature rated
AO.
to youths. Now the thing with that is, yes, that's what should be happening. Parents should kind of, especially with a Grand Theft Auto, where all of a sudden it's a huge offensive game. If you're under the age of 18, yeah, you should probably have a parent there buying that game for you and knowing what you're doing. But at that point, that's where it stops. Why are we being taxed for violence in video games? Are we all supposed to be playing FIFA? And then what dictates a taxable game? There's violence in FIFA too. When you slide tackle someone, there's violence.
Nice.
Let's talk about the hockey games where you get to fist fight. Is that going to be taxed?
Oh, I'm dropping the gloves.
Yeah.
Whoa, bam. Yeah, let's go.
It's a slippery slope is what happens here when you start taxing video games for this and you start blaming video games for that. No. We need to accept the responsibility ourselves. If people go out and do mass shootings, there's something seriously wrong with them. It's not the video games that influence them to do it.
Yeah,
if they happen to play Grand Theft Auto before, or they did Call of Duty mass, 10 hours of that, and then decided to go out and do it, still, there was something wrong with them before they started playing that game. They just decided to go and do that. There's a lot of things out there, movies, TV, that have violence in it, and people don't kill in the name of it. So if we really want to blame something, I'm just saying, hot topic here, religion has killed more people in the name
we
of
just went there.
than video games.
Really?
Oh, God.
Are we going here?
I'm throwing the gauntlet down.
No.
That's where the show has
man.
now been taken off the interwebs. We're done.
Paul
What?
V. Fury, his opinions expressed are
not
not those
reflect.
of VGW. Yes.
Hey, I'm a religious man
no.
myself. I have to say, it's like more people have died in the name of religion than these games. Why are we taxing Bibles? Huh?
Because
Why
that
are
would
we
be
taxing Bibles?
unconstitutional. As
Tax
opposed
the
to taxing video games is not unconstitutional. And
Well,
and
it somewhat is. It's protected under freedom of speech. It's interactive.
yeah, but
media,
we're not
and that's the
inhibiting
problem,
really
yeah.
anyone's freedom of speech. We're trying to make money off.
Yeah, well, that's
Which
the
is
government for you.
ridiculous.
That's the government. That's
I'm going to tell you right now, if they tax video games, we're still going to pay it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
thing, and yeah, we're gonna stop it. I mean, we're gonna pay for it. Yeah. Unless
Well,
it's
that
like
being
$50
said-
tax, then screw you.
At least play the games before you're going to start throwing them under the bus. That's all I got to say. Biden,
Well,
if I
it's-
see you playing Xbox, maybe I'll get a little bit more respect for you.
It's easy to pin everything on GTA when a lot of people want to talk about, oh, you can pick up a prostitute, you take them in the car, you go off and you do whatever, she
And
gets
kill them for the
out,
money.
yeah, you beat her for the money. Everyone always brings up that example, and it's tiring. It's so tiring.
Well, it is kind of tough when it's a main mission in the game.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
drinking game. Yeah, Metro drop.
One.
It's Jet.
You're the one getting drunk.
Damn.
I know.
Wait, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
with
something wrong with
pictures.
that. Any excuse to drink. So good.
Yes, say it more.
All right. That is the end of that. What games are we playing this week? Jet, you were talking about playing something. Did you figure out what you were playing?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I've been playing Camtasia. Too busy
Yeah,
editing
that game. My
editing
God.
videos to actually play anything. But I got nothing this week.
Yeah,
it's been a slow
I'm right on Jets 6 there. I mean, I just bought premium for Battlefield. It was on sale, $7-8. So I was like, $70, whatever. I'll pick it up. So I'm trying to get into that, but again, editing, producing stuff for you guys, it takes up a lot of time. So we appreciate you guys for the 3 of you that do actually watch, and the 2 of you that do bother to subscribe. We appreciate you, and we're doing this just for you guys. So
Nice.
if you made it this far in this podcast, I'm sure you haven't. Thank you.
Yes. What I've been playing is it's Wednesday, and it's like how much gaming have I actually put in this week? Not a lot at all. I played a little bit of WoW, and that's pretty much all I've played this week. All of us have been busy with either work, relationships, or VGMU. So yes, please like, subscribe, and if you really want to do us a favor, you're enjoying this video, you're enjoying the commentary, go ahead and just tell someone. Just share the link. Share the Facebook. It seriously helps. In other words, thank you very much for tuning in.
Damn, you're not gonna talk about Payday 2?
Damn!
How are you gonna not talk
Nope.
about
Next week,
Payday
sorry, we out of time. We out of
2?
time.
Damn.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We love you.
God.
The Payday.
Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Jesus.
Like, subscribe, enjoy. Get the hell out of here.